Wolfie, over to you, mate.
Honestly, you lot are sickening. You really are. Like, what am I hearing about Spurs can do this, Spurs can do that? I'm not surprised either. Nothing to do with Frank. That's what I expect from Spurs. This whole thing, Spurs played well, fantastic, brilliant. But let's break it down. You had to hold out 5 minutes with a 2-goal lead. Most managers should be able to figure out how to do that.
It's actually Wolfie. If you're going to say, actually, at least make sure
you want to bring in injury time. Bring in injury time. If it makes you feel better, George, bring injury time.
You love to correct other people. I just want to.
Hold on. All right. How long did you have to hold out for when with 1 goal to go?
But hold on, Wolfie. Does credit not go to Luis Enrique for making the changes with Kang and Goncalo Ramos? Surely he has to get some credit.
Luis Enrique just looked at it for. I don't even think he had to do anything. I think the players just looked at each other, and they said, "What did Fergie say about Spurs again, lads? It's Spurs."
Do you know, this
and
is
just brought them to life.
I'm gonna just leave Wolfie to go.
I'm sorry, but all this they played well. They did
to get there. Did you expect them to get to the extra time? I mean, not the extra time penalties. Did you expect that?
Spurs.
No, yeah. Did you expect Spurs to get to extra time?
I don't care if I had no opinion on the game, man. I was just enjoying watching my brothers.
So
I don't care if I expect. You know what I expect, Lee? I expect any team, any Premier League team, with whatever minutes was left, whatever George has got his stopwatch on, to be able to hold out 2 goals. How about hold out 1 goal? How long was left when you were still on ahead?
No, but Wolfie, look, I do think there's a little bit too much loving given to Spurs for what happened yesterday, because it was 6 days that they've actually trained for, but. Objectively, look, you look at the game for what it was yesterday, and as an Arsenal fan or whatever it is that you people want to label me as, you look at that and you see the team, and they look good. They had a good setup. They looked to be, well structured. Richarlison looked fantastic yesterday. You have to say what it is, and he's not had a performance like that in 3 years? Dare I say 3 years?
Lee, bro, have you been on holiday for the summer? Have you been drinking? Like, what you doing here?
I have been on holiday, but that's got nothing to do with it. I'm looking at the game yesterday.
Let's be straight here, right?
Sava, did he not look good yesterday? Is that the best game he's
played? It doesn't matter, Lee. It don't matter.
Lee, can I be honest, Lee? That's the best I've seen Spurs look for about 3 or 4 years.
But there you go. So all I'm saying is objective. I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, Lee. The problem is you've got people like
still confused about.
All he can say is you still lost. I told you. Like playground debating. There's no if you were going to have an adult conversation, did Spurs look better yesterday than we have for a long time? The answer is yes. Should we have held on?
That's all well and good in a league match, Sava, but this is a final. Any team will happily play shit in a final as long as they win. This is a final.
When was the last time you played in a final? Answer the question for me. Just answer the question for me.
You don't answer the question for me. The only two people allowed to talk right now, George,
can you answer the question for me?
Me and Cal are the only 2 on here who are allowed to talk about this, right? You can't talk. Why? Cal, do you have a Super Cup?
When was the last time?
Wolfie, I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm just here enjoying the show. I don't really want to be drawn into no beef.
I'm just saying, Cal.
When was the last time you was in a final?
They should be thanking us for being on this show.
No, but Wolfie,
there's
the
elite levels. There's the elite levels here.
When was the last time you was in a final? When was the last time you was in a final?
When was the last time you won a Super Cup final?
Answer the question,
when was the last time? George, you had 20 minutes at the start with your monologue, sucking off Thomas Frank and how well you played and everything, right?
Doing this round
it's not time for your questions now. You had time for your questions there. How about if you want to ask me a question? How about if you want to ask me a question? Ask me, have I won the Super Cup?
I don't want to.
Yeah, because you don't like the answer. That's why you don't want to ask it. Right?
When did you ask a specific question? When you answered another question, well or not, you cannot tell me about finals. You can't talk about finals, something that you've not been in for probably 20.
Yeah, I could talk to you about how to win.
Last time you was in a final, you're probably in school, bro. So I don't even know what you're doing. And talk to me in the last 10 minutes. You need to do this. You don't know what you need to do in the last 10 minutes. You couldn't even analyze a game when you was in a final.
And he thinks that's winning it. Yeah,
you can talk. What you should be doing is advise some championship teams how they can get promoted, and that's all you can do. That's all.
No, George.
When it comes
I can
to
advise you
talking at
about
the big
Super
table
Cups,
about
George.
no, you
I can
wasn't
advise
there.
you about Super
You
Cups,
wasn't
George.
there. You wasn't even born. So how are you going to
Did
advise us
you
on something you never
have you
saw?
won a Super Cup, George? Have you got
never
that
been
trophy? Yeah. Are you champions of Europe, George? Are you champions of Europe? Yeah. Know the levels to this game.
Crazy.
Know the levels to
As
this game,
CB said,
George.
you're flexing Super Cups when Michael
funny.
Jackson was black. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You can't flex one when he was
crazy
black,
stuff.
white, or orange, bro. You can't flex one. You got
Dan,
the whole.
Dan,
we
can
made
I
it
try
to
and
the
bring this
final.
back to Dan? Can I try and bring this back to some mature conversation?
I just want to know who Gunali supports because he said he doesn't want to be labelled
what I
as
care
an
about
Arsenal
is
fan.
That's
I didn't say that. I said whatever
Dan.
people like to label me as. I didn't say that.
What would
Yeah,
you
but
like to be labelled
okay,
as?
they like to label you as an Arsenal fan.
What would you
Maybe
like
that's
to be
Guna
labelled
Boy
as?
now.
Listen,
Guna Boy,
listen.
not
Until you
Gunali,
start,
yeah?
until people start paying my bills, don't ask me questions. How about that one? How about that one?
Let me
Yeah?
get Savage to
I just need to
Savage
know
to
who
come
do
in,
you
man.
support? Who do you support?
Don't ask me questions until you start paying my bills.
Dan, the
Bruh.
problem here
Go
is,
on.
right? The problem here is when you put all of the
Shocking behaviour.
when you put all of the silly trying to, competitions, my dad's bigger than yours. When you put all of that nonsense to the side, because that is just purely for YouTube theatre, we all know it, right? When you put that to the side, as a Spurs fan, I don't care what other fans say. I know that what I'm seeing right now is just so different to what I've seen for years and years at Spurs. If we're gonna go so micro instead of macro that we have to concentrate on one Super Cup final, fine, we can do that. We blew a 2-goal lead, sure, right? Most of us thought we were going to get battered. I was shocked we were 2-0 up, if I'm brutally honest. And at 20 minutes in my watch along, I turned around and said, this is going to be a long 20 minutes because teams like that don't just sit there and die. They come at you. They bring on better players. The better thing for me is I listened to what Glenn Hoddle was saying, right? And Glenn Hoddle was turning around and going, he said, this is chalk and cheese. He said, Spurs are chalk and cheese. He said, they're actually drilled. They're actually good at the back. You're actually building partnerships. The players are throwing bodies on the line. He said they've mastered the art of if the first man misses it, the second man blocks it. That's what I care. I don't care about someone just trying to. I don't care about somebody trying to tell me, oh, tears this, tears that.
But Sam, I will say though, he is very pro Tottenham. So anything you lot do,
But Lee, he wasn't last year. No,
shit gold.
No.
But look, listen, again, I'm not here to rain in your parade. I feel like there's
no
a lot to
parade.
be. Yeah, no.
Really, there's no parade. But listen,
okay, no, fair enough. I'm not here to shit on you lot. I'm not here to shit on you lot because I think you lot had deserved some level of praise. I'm just talking about him as a person. If you lot shat, it would be gold in his opinion. So, like, that's all I'm.
No, but this isn't true. Again, this isn't true. So Hoddle was someone that was very critical of Ange Postecoglou and the way we played. And this is what he was saying yesterday was, this is a drilled team. This is a team that are going in the right direction. I think when people are mocking us, not you, not saying you, Evely, when people are mocking us, this is that manager's first competitive game at the club. And he's getting mocked by rival fans. I just find it all a little bit childish. I find it really, I'm not sitting here saying we're amazing. I actually think right now that Spurs will finish 7th or 8th. As it stands, if the window shut right now, we're 7th and 8th. I'm not sitting here saying we're amazing, but it's this notion that you can never say anything nice about another team that just escapes people like the man next to me, and it's.
But I do think a lot of people they're not mocking Tottenham. They're just mocking the way that you lost the game. Like even if you look at it from the sense
no, he's not. No,
Yes, I am.
No, not Wolfie.
Yes, I am.
Wolfie. I'm talking about. I think that people online. I think loads of people have given credit. I saw loads of Arsenal fans. I saw loads of Chelsea fans giving credit. I just think it's just the way that you ended up losing. I even forgot that you were 2-0 up in the penalty shootout and you still obviously went on to lose. I don't think people are mocking Tottenham. As I said, I think
how can you be 2-0 up in the penalty shootout if they haven't taken the second penalty yet?
This is the scoreline said 2 and there's said 0.
But they didn't take their second penalty yet, so it's just semantics. What are we doing?
No, at the time,
so you go 1-0 up in the penalty shootout.
Actually, you were 2-0 up.
Penalty. What are we doing
actually, listen, you had a 2 penalty lead until they obviously
a 1-goal advantage.
No, until they were about to take their second penalty.
2 and 0 is 1, is it?
Yeah, until they were about to take their second penalty, you were 2-0 up in the 20. Listen, as I said, George, I'm not here to mock. I don't actually care about that right now. I'm just saying, ultimately, I think that Spurs looked really good yesterday. I thought that Danso looked excellent. I thought Richarlison looked good. I thought your keeper looked like he didn't seem to flap as much. I thought Romero, that was an absolute captain's performance. I think there were many good things about that performance yesterday. Like I don't really have a problem. It was just funny the way that you ended up losing the game. Like that was just it. But
I get that. But as I said, Spurs winning the Super Cup final or not for me has no bearing on the season. It's a lovely thing to say we won it, but for me, I want to know that we're ready for Burnley. That's my key here is that we're ready for Burnley. And unfortunately, when you look at the squad that Thomas Frank had to go into last night's game with, I think what he did with that squad was absolutely brilliant. But you've got to remember, Lee, we've got no good strikers. We've got no playmaker at the moment. Yeah. We've got one good right winger. I'm just amazed we were even in the game. So
I agree.
I'm not going to complain.
He's been there for 2 months. He's been there for 2 months. Why is this board of yours not moving, man? Like when Paulinho came off yesterday, that midfield got shot. When Kudos came off, there was no strength up front, man. He was moving good. You moved that, gone. The midfield went. And then we're 3 days away from the start of Premier League. Okay, you've got Burnley. But if this window does shut today, like you said, you are so far from ready, man. That midfield.
We know that, Wolfie.
So if you know that, Wolfie,
like, and the thing is, Wolfie, it's like, Wolfie, you've had many conversations. This is what I don't get as well, Sava, because Wolfie joined our show the other day.
Wolfie, you had the 2-goal lead twice.
But Wolfie, you've had so many conversations with myself, Sava, to know that we're not happy with the window. So it's you're pointing out the obvious.
Where did I say you were happy, George? Where did I say you were happy?
You're saying, if the window closed now.
Is there any team that's ready, Wolfie?
Liverpool.
What do you mean? Liverpool? Are you crazy?
No, we're not fully ready yet.
Yes, you better be. With 160 million.
Yeah, but Cal, there's ready and then there's completely unprepared. Right, we are completely unprepared.
I better be or we better be, Lee. So I didn't catch.
Let me get back to you.
Hey, okay, Scouse Lee, I hear it.
No, I'm joking, man. No, but seriously, no. But listen, man. As I said, Look,
Liverpool lead, double L. It's making sense.
Take it away, man.
He's rebranded. He's not Gooner Boy. It's Liverpool League. Yeah.
Listen, man. You know what it is, man. It's
that's why it's double L on this thing.
Change the teams like my boxes, mate. But anyway, Sava, take it away, man. Take it away. Sorry, I interrupted.
Listen, I'm good with it. I'm good. As I said, my main concern was not last night. That's great for banter. My main concern is, are we going to get players in between now and the end of the window? Because like to Callum's point, I'm not saying every other club is 100% done, but Spurs are like, our transfer window's at about 40% and the league starts in 2 days. So I'm just amazed that he managed to get 2-0 up against.
Sorry, Sammy, this is what I'm saying though. Like, and again, I'm not a Tottenham fan, so I'm not a Tottenham fan, but you say you're 40% away, but Savvy, you had so much more work to do than other clubs. You were never going to get your squad to be 100%. So for me, it's kind of getting it to a point where you know that if your expectation is to finish in top 6, getting your squad ready for a push to top 6 as opposed to getting your squad so perfect that it can challenge for the league. So again, I'm only looking at this from an outside perspective, but I don't think you should be that down in the dumps about it.
Mate, I'm not. Listen, Eze and Savio, if those 2 deals do get done, that's exactly what you said there. Now I think we're a 6th. Can we possibly get the 5th place Champions League spot? But without those 2 players, Cal, at the moment, this squad is not a squad that I think is going to be.
You need a striker, bro. Richarlison worked hard, but he's shit. Solanke, when he came on, wasn't really pressing the way Richarlison was.
Solanke's not played.
Solanke just come back from injury.
All right, forget injury or not. Solanke's shit. Let's talk straight here.
No. But you said he wasn't pressing So if you're going to say something, if you look at his running stats last season, he's probably.
Am I wrong to say he wasn't pressing? Am I wrong to say he didn't press?
Because he just come back from injuries, and quite frankly, he came on in a game state where he wasn't asked to press high up the pitch like Richarlison would. It was
press high up the pitch to press.
Bro, the job, he wasn't asked to come on and start pressing all the players. We was at that point very compact. We were just trying to get low, and it was just
Richarlison was pressed until he came off. What are you talking about?
Bro, the game state completely changed after those substitutions. You do know that. When Richarlison come off, when Archie Gray came on the pitch, it was now settled that Tottenham are going to be very defensive.
Crap, no offense, Joe.
Very defensive. So when we're looking at what we wanted from Solanke, we want him to hold up the ball. He didn't do anything. It wasn't a good sub, but he just come back from injury. So I'm not going to kill the guy. He's just first game back from injury.
All right,
and
don't even look at the game individually. Richarlison and Solanke, are they good enough?
No, we need another option. But I'm not being funny. If we're going to focus our funds on a 10 and a left winger, we're obviously not going to go sign a striker as well because we've already signed Kudus. So we've got 3 attackers that potentially are being signed at 60 million pounds each, so nearly a new 200 million pound attack in that sense.
And that's why
I don't expect my team to go get a striker. And quite frankly, I'm quite confident that Solanke will score the goals that we need. 15 plus goals next season. He'll score that when he's in a system. Plus. Yes, he'll score more goals than the strikers in your team. We don't need to have this conversation, Wolfie. Like, again, Solanke will do his job. And you're saying 15 plus like it's a poor number. 15 is a good number for a player like him.
No, I'm saying 15 is a big number. You think he gets to 15?
Yes. He got 16 in all competitions last season. He got 9 in the
How many in the league?
He got 9 in the league in a system that was not set up or created for
George, this is the thing. George, this is the thing. Wolfie knows this. See, when Wolfie gives me the whole banter about you can't believe you guys sacked Ange, again, it's another player that he couldn't get the best out of. So in Thomas Frank's system, Solanke will. By the way, I don't think Solanke's good enough. I want much better strikers, but he will do better. That's just, Cal's made it right. Spurs aren't going to go in this window and get 7 brand new first team players. It's not going to happen. But we can get 4. We're 2 there. We need 2 to go, and then we go again the next windows. And you've got to build like that. We're not City. We're not Chelsea. We're not Liverpool. We've got to, I think we've got to understand who we are. So I think the striker is a nice to have, but the must is the left winger and a playmaker, George. I think we agree, right? We've got nothing on the left and we've got no playmaker. So
I think everyone's just completely flying over the fact that was the biggest game that Thomas Frank has ever coached and his first ever game coaching in a European competition. And he put in a very good account of himself.
And then shut the bed. For
him to coach the first ever Super Cup against PSG, that's crazy. I'm sorry. It's annoying, but you lot, you'll be fine. Like, if you lot actually do with Frank what Arsenal did with Arteta and just give him time. No pressure on his back about
resources. He needs resources as well.
Resources, yeah. But if you just give him that, you get me, Frank, you're the guy, we're gonna back you, go run with your thing, we'll support you. You, man, the amount of money that you make from like go-karting and NFL and all them things there, Beyonce, you'll be fine, man.